He was kind, thoughtful, friendly.
Pathological liar.
At the time, one would have said an answer to prayer. Just what we needed.
Access to death-dealing drugs.
Always well-mannered, very polite.
Perfect predator.
Good company outside and extremely popular with everybody.
Trust of the victims.
He was a nice guy. He was a good guy.
Perfect killing machine.
His patients were mainly elderly women living alone and vulnerable. They adored their doctor, Harold Fred Shipman. And even when their contemporaries began dying in unusually high numbers, patients remained loyal. The number of patients that Dr. Shipman murdered is still unknown, but his murderous roll call eclipses the toll of any other serial killer caught to date. Did events in his life turn him to murder? Or more simply, was Harold Shipman born to kill?
Harold Frederick Shipman is an interesting case to examine. The very remarkable nature of his case is the fact that he was not remarkable. We could say he can't be a killer because he's a bit like us. Harold Shipman fitted in with society to a great degree, and this was the very important feature which made it possible for him to go on and on to be one of the most prolific serial killers of all time.
Police in Tameside in Greater Manchester are investigating the deaths of 20 people who are all patients of the same GP. The GP involved in the inquiry is Dr. Harold Shipman, who has practiced in this surgery in Hyde for more than 20 years. Police say that this is not a murder investigation and no one has been charged or arrested. They're saying, right, it's not.
What is the hypnotic state as we understand it today? Some have said that it is an artificial somnambulism, that the individual can be put to sleep in many ways, by a narcotic, by an hypnotic drug, by hypnotic suggestion, and by just plain boredom. Up to the present time, however, we have not been able to standardize the therapy of boredom. But we have been able to observe that certain drugs will produce forms of hypnosis.
There's no question he did nothing. He did nothing. But no one else will say any different, I can tell you that now.
If you were to ask any patient of Harold Shipman, who I've known for some 20 years as my GP, they would only see him like I see him, as an extremely hard-working and caring GP.
Talk's cheap, isn't it, in a village like this? I mean, all sorts of rumours go around. And as I say, I feel my heart goes out to Dr. Shipman. It really does. And until something is proved, then I think everybody's sort of saying he's guilty before he's even been seen, probably by the police. I don't like it very much.
Come and stand where it's convenient for you.
Sorry, Doctor.
I'll come and stand where you'd like me to stand.
Right. It's very good of you, I do apologise.
It's possible for you to,
Oops. Sorry. Rather than standing there, would it be possible for you to sort of come and get something out of your car and then go back in?
I've been advised to stand and let you take a photograph and then go away. And I'm sure you've had enough time to take a decent photograph.
Is it possible for you just to say anything at all?
Back into surgery to do my surgery.
But you have said you have nothing to hide.
Actually, this person can get up, engage in conversation, have a very vivacious and animated side, mix with people, shake hands with them, know them, discuss all kinds of problems with them. And yet this person will not exist or be remembered in any way when the subject is actually brought out of hypnosis.
A family doctor from Manchester who was charged last month with murdering one of his patients and forging her will has appeared in court accused of killing 3 more women.
The Greater Manchester GP, Dr. Harold Shipman, has been charged with another 7 murders.
Dr. Shipman is already accused of killing 8 patients, and he'll face
bad
one of the
through and
largest
through.
murder trials in British
So how many people did Shipman kill over the years? Some speculate it's more than 1,000, but the local coroner thinks there's a more realistic but equally chilling figure.
One has to look at the number of cases that the police actually investigated, at 136. I suppose there are some people who have still not come forward, whose relatives have died. Perhaps one ought to look at a total of 150.
There are some who are still hoping to discover the truth. This man's mother was a patient of Dr. Shipman who died in suspicious circumstances.
It's rather like a circle. There's no beginning and no end. Was she murdered, or did she die of natural causes? And that is far harder to cope with than actually knowing one way or the other.
Some of Shipman's victims are buried at the local cemetery, but there'll be little peace for the relatives. Detectives...
We can take a large room with 100 persons in it, and under hypnotic suggestion, we can block the subject's ability to see one of those persons, but continue to see the other 99. The one person that he cannot see can wander all about the room, standing in front of the other 99, one at a time and in any accidental order. The subject will continue to see the person behind the one he cannot see, but will not be able to see the person that is blocked out. The room is not blocked. The power to see is not blocked. The power to remember fully and completely every occurrence in the room is not blocked. There is no damage to memory, consciousness, awareness, or general vision. There is simply one person, distinguished as a person, who simply remains invisible.
If you can stay in the community, receive your treatment in the community, with your family around you, your usual friends, then this all adds to the speed of recovery from the illness.
That we will not respond unless another person whose authority we accept makes the suggestion. Yet we know that the same suggestion can be made with a phonograph record. That it is perfectly possible for a hypnotist on a television program to put part of the visual audience asleep. You can be 500 miles away watching your own set, or you may succumb to his suggestion.
There will come a day when 2 weeks after you're housed in the old folks' warehouse, you will mysteriously die. And the children and grandchildren will receive a letter saying that, oh, we are so sorry to tell you, but 2 weeks after admitting your father or grandfather into the old folks' home, he suffered a stroke and passed away. Because if we continue upon this track, there will come a day when those who are a drain or burden upon the socialist big brother, big daddy society will be eliminated. I suggest you go watch Soylent Green one more time, ladies and gentlemen. When that movie was made, it was far-fetched. Nobody could conceive of such things happening, but today it's a different story. Not only can it be conceived, not only can you see it coming in the future, but people are talking about doing exactly what you saw in that movie in meetings and societies around the world as one of the solutions to the population and hunger problem. Did you know that? Well, it's true.